To week 4 of my journey, where I am curing my own type 2 diabetes through a diet of meat and vegetables, and I ensure I go for a walk every day. By now, if you have seen my videos, you would know that every week I actually follow this diet. I go for a walk every single day, and I share my blood sugar results with you for every single week. Now, as I promised, in this particular video for this week, I am also going to tell you why I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So it's something very, very important for everyone to understand, and I will walk you through what happens when you actually eat your food, right? How it impacts your blood sugar, and when you are having, let's say, a diet high of carbs over the years, maybe 10 years, 20 years, you are having a high carb diet, how it ends up into type 2 diabetes. So this is something very, very important we will go through today. Now, my goal here is huge, right? I really want to cure every type 2 diabetic person through a diet of meat and vegetables, and I ensure they go for a walk every single day. It's a very three simple steps: meat, vegetables, and you walk every single day, right? Let's dive in, friends, right, to my week 4 results basically. So if you see, let us do a quick recap, right? How was my week 3, week of December 1st, 2025? Now I am also giving you the non-diabetic range, which is 4.0 millimoles per liter to 5.5 millimoles per liter. And if you are in a country or a region where you measure your blood glucose in milligrams per deciliter, then the range could be between 70 and 100 milligrams per deciliter. If you maintain this, you are in the non-diabetic range, right? So what I did on my week 3 is, obviously I follow my own diet where I am eating meat and vegetables, and I go for a walk every single day, right? And the diet that I followed is one meal a day. And as you can see, on December 1st, I had fish and some green salad. December 2nd, I did the same thing. December 3rd, same. December 4th, I decided for a full day fast. December 5th, once again, same thing, fish and green salad. I ensured I go for a walk every single day. On 4th, I did not go for a walk. I had a full day fast, so I was good. And if you see the results on December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, everything is in green. I am in the non-diabetic range, right? Let's go to my week 4 results. How does week 4 result look like? Once again, everything is in green. I am following my own diet pattern. I ensure I go for a walk every single day. So December 8th, I went for a full day fast. I also walked morning, evening, 2 kilometers. December 9th, one meal a day. I had some steak and salad at 1 p.m. I walked 2 kilometers as well. December 10th, I had fish and green salad at 2 p.m. I also walked morning and evening. December 11th and December 12th, if you see some question marks over here, right? And those are, I was not able to measure at 9 p.m. Usually I measure my sugar at 9 p.m. December 11th, I went on a get together with few of my office colleagues and friends. December 12th also with different office colleagues and friends. This is the month of December, so lot of those kind of celebrations will happen for sure, but we have to ensure that I choose the right kind of food that I can eat. There is variety of food, right? But I chose on December 11th to go with just meat, even though it was late in the day at 7 p.m. If you see, December 11th, 7 p.m. I had meat. Until 7 p.m. I did not eat anything because this was a planned dinner outing, right? So I knew. So instead of eating at 2 p.m. or 12 p.m., I kind of fasted until that time, and just one meal a day, but 7 p.m., right? I was not able to measure my sugar at 9 p.m. It was pretty late, did not measure it. But if you see on December 12th, early morning 6 a.m., it was 5.2. So what that means is by 9 p.m. my sugar was little lower than 5.2. I think if you see my earlier videos, you would know why I am saying this, right? It's the dawn effect. Whatever sugar you have at 9 p.m., it will be slightly elevated in the morning because of dawn effect. Your body pumps additional sugar in the morning so as to wake you up, right? So this was 5.2 on December 12th. Same thing, December 12th also we had late dinner, and this time I had a option of eating high carbs as well as fish and meat, so I went for fish, right? So I had fish at 8 p.m. Once again, I was not able to measure, but that's fine. I'm just making sure that I eat the right food, stick to meat, vegetables, and I ensure I go for a walk. That's what I was able to do for week 4 as well. I am in the non-diabetic range, right? Perfect. Now, this is something very important I want to stress again. If you have seen this earlier, you can choose to skip this, but I want to quickly go over this, right? It's a very important concept to understand. So, what's blood sugar level, friends, right? So, blood sugar level, when you test it with your glucometer, the reading that you get, it is the amount of sugar molecules which are floating around in your 5 liters of blood. Now, your blood, my blood, every single person has 5 liters of blood. So, that is what it is, your blood sugar level. Amount of sugar molecules which are floating freely in your blood, right? Now, the HbA1c level, the Hb stands for hemoglobin, friends. Now, hemoglobin is a protein molecule within your red blood cell. Okay. So, when the doctor goes and asks you to test your HbA1c level and you get the reading back, it is actually the percentage of sugar molecules which are sitting on top of your hemoglobin and clogging it up. So, consider this is a hemoglobin molecule which is inside your red blood cells, right? Because of your high blood sugar consistent, all the sugar molecules are actually sitting on top of your hemoglobin molecule and it is kind of clogging you up, right? So the efficiency of this hemoglobin molecule is greatly reduced. The hemoglobin molecule's primary purpose, or one of the primary purposes, is to attract the oxygen molecules on it. As you breathe in oxygen, the oxygen molecules sit on the hemoglobin molecule, which is a protein molecule, and then the blood takes it all around your body and gives oxygen to various tissues and organs. That is the whole purpose of hemoglobin molecule. But because of your high sugar, now sugar molecules are sitting on top of this hemoglobin and it is clogged and stuck, right? That is the HbA1c level, friends. Everyone needs to understand this, right? Now, another important concept here is your red blood cell has a lifespan of 3 months. Important to understand. When we get into the next graphic, you will understand why I am saying this is something very, very important. So, every red blood cell has a lifespan of 3 months. Okay. So your HbA1c level basically measures the average of 3 months of your sugar molecules which are stuck on clogging your hemoglobin molecules. Why only average of 3 months? Because your red blood cell has a lifespan of 3 months. Okay. Let us proceed to this particular graphic where your blood and my blood, if I am a type 2 diabetic, you are a type 2 diabetic, the efficiency of our blood is only about 33%. Why it is so, right? So as I said, every red blood cell has a lifespan of 3 months. So the cells born in December, friends, which are 1 month old, are operating at 100% capacity because their hemoglobin molecules is still fresh. It is not yet clogged up. So they are operating at 100% capacity. The next 1/3 of your cells, that is cells born in November, those are 2 month old cells and they are operating only at 50% capacity. Now why I am saying that? Because their hemoglobin molecules is kind of clogged up, right? And now you have cells which are born in October. These are 3 month old cells and the capacity is only 1%. So they are operating at just 1% efficiency because most of the hemoglobin molecules are nearly clogged up. They are not able to work for you. So what does that mean? Your blood, my blood, if I am a type 2 diabetic, you are a type 2 diabetic, our blood is only operating at 33% of the capacity. Such an important concept, right? So if say I am diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, you are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. The another way to see it is, it means we are operating at only 33% capacity, right? So okay, so now let us look at the next block, January 31st, 2026. So if I am ensuring that I stay on a healthy diet of meat and vegetables and I walk every day, on January 31st, how will my blood sugar look like? Blood sugar will look like, right? The cells born in January, which are 1 month old now, but since I am following my diet and routine of walking, they were operating at 100% capacity, right? So I am treating the cells born in December, which now are 2 month old. They will also operate at 100% capacity because I am following my diet. Now cells born in November, now they will have all their hemoglobin clogged up and operating at 1% capacity, right? So my capacity of my blood has increased, right? Now it is operating at, let's say, 66% capacity, right? January, December, great, right? Let me follow my own diet of meat and vegetables and I go for a walk every single day until February 28th. What's going to happen? All my cells now are healthy and happy. Now I am operating at 100% capacity. So basically it's taking me 3 months. You, me, is that's what's going to happen, right? There are no two way about it. Every type 2 diabetic person needs to follow a specific diet, ensure they go for a walk, and it will take 3 months to reach the state where the entirety of your 5 liters of blood is operating at 100% capacity. This is something which I covered in my earlier videos as well. I am doing a quick recap. This is because something very, very important for every one of us to understand this, right? Okay. Now, as I said, in this particular video, I really want to tell you why I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, right? Mostly, this will be valid for you as well if you look back. Okay, but let us dive in, right? I will quickly give a little bit of summary what that means is why this happens. Okay, so what happens is you eat food, you, me, whoever eats food, the body converts this into sugar or glucose. So what that means is blood sugar rises. It happens to every single person, diabetic, non-diabetic, doesn't matter. Your blood sugar rises because the body converts the food that you ate into sugar or glucose, right? Your pancreas is a vital organ which notices this rise in blood sugar and hence it releases insulin, which is a growth and a storage hormone. We will come to it why it is called a growth and a storage hormone, right? What does insulin do? The insulin signals the various cells in your body saying, hey, it's feeding time. I have glucose or a sugar for you in the blood. Okay. So what that means is, insulin, as I'm saying here, it kind of knocks. Okay. It says knock knock on your muscle cells. Hey, I have some sugar or glucose for your immediate needs. Do you need it? Okay. If your muscles do need it, then it takes something because muscles are there, right? It is working for you one way or the other. Even if you are sitting or walking or sleeping, your muscles are working for you, correct? So now it has some need for immediate energy. So muscle cells obliges and they say, okay, let me take some sugar out of the blood for my immediate needs. All right. Now insulin goes and knocks on your liver cells as well. Now liver operates 24/7. It also needs energy to do its own work. So liver cells also take in a little bit of sugar from the blood for its immediate needs. It's something to understand, okay? I'm talking about immediate needs over here. Then it goes and knocks on your fat cells, right? Fat cells also has a function of protecting your vital organs, right? The fat cells are also underneath your skin as well. They're all around the body. The purpose is to insulate and protect your organs. So it has some function to do and it needs energy to do that function properly. So when insulin goes and knocks on the fat cells take some sugar from the blood and for its immediate energy, which is very, very minimal. Okay. Now what happens is I still have high sugar in my blood because of whatever reasons. You ate a high carb meal, so okay. Then it once again knocks muscle cells this time, right? It says, hey, muscle cells, I have more sugar. Why don't you store it for later use? So if the muscles needs those energy for later use, it will store it. I said, okay, let me take some sugar and store it in a separate section of the where I can have it for my later use. It stores it as glycogen. Now I don't want to be technical, as you are aware, but little bit of technicality will help, right? Now next, once again, insulin goes and knocks on your liver cells. I say, hey, liver cells, why don't you also store some sugar for later use? So liver also stores certain sugar for later use as glycogen, right? And I still have extra sugar. What happens to that extra sugar? So all the remaining sugar now is stored as extra fat. Who does this? Insulin does this. Hence we say insulin is a storage hormone. It stores any extra energy in form of glucose as extra fat. Okay. So now let's see, this is the entire cycle. We need to understand this particular cycle. And now I'm saying I have repeated these cycles maybe 6 to 7 times per day because I had a habit of snacking, right? Of course I had breakfast, lunch, dinner. Those are 3 meals. Everything happens over here. If my meals are higher in my carb content, at the end all the extra sugar is stored as extra fat. 3 meals a day, I had it for over 10-20 years. I have been having 3 meals a day, just like probably every single person out there. But then I also had a habit of snacking. So between these 3 main meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner, I also snacked. Maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times, maybe 5 times a day. I had that habit. And usually all snacks are high carb snacks, right? Whatever you get outside, these are all high carb snacks available to you and me, everyone. You go walk to a grocery store, a pharmacy, even they will always have some snack section, right? So I have been eating that. So probably for the last, let's say, 20 years, I have been consuming food in the form of breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then snack 1, snack 2, snack 3, snack 4, snack 5, maybe 8 times. I have been having this. The snack could be very small amount, but still it is high carb. So I have been doing this for 8 times in a single day for over 20 years, let's say. So what's the cycle? Every time I eat, my sugar rises, pancreas release insulin, insulin goes and knocks on the muscle cells, liver cells, fat cells. Once again it goes and knocks on the muscle cells, liver cells. Hey, store sugar for later energy as glycogen. And additional sugar then converts it into fat. So you have fat on your tummy, on your thighs, on your face, right? You are able to see this. And this happens 8 times per day. Every single time I eat, insulin rises, right? So all the extra sugar is stored as fat. Now over the years, now your muscle cells, liver cells, fat cells, these stop responding to multiple knocks. It literally happens that way. They know, insulin rises, this guy keeps on knocking. I don't need that much of sugar. I do not need that much of energy. But you still keep on knocking. So now your own cells are not listening to insulin's knock. Hence, now it is not taking in any additional sugar, but you are still eating it, right? So it does not need energy for immediate, because you already ate once. My immediate energy needs already met. I already, from your first meal, whatever you eat, I already stored the sugar for my later use as glycogen. It has happened, right? And if your first meal only had a high carb, I have stored as extra fat. Once again, after a couple of hours or 3 hours, you are eating another meal, right? Same thing happens once again, you knock. So now your cells are basically insulin resistant. That is when you get type 2 diabetes. Or we can also say, if you are type 2 diabetes, you are insulin resistant, right? your own cells are now not listening to the insulin signal at all. That is what happens. So your HbA1c level, if it is high, it means you are that much more insulin resistant. Okay. So now the insight what you see over here is, the more sugar spikes you have, the more insulin your body will release. There will be more knock knock every single time, every couple of hours, every 3 hours, knock knock on your muscle cells, liver cells, fat cells, and they have stopped listening to it anymore. So that is when I say these are insulin resistance. So once you have those insulin resistance, there is more free sugar molecules in your blood, right? Because even the fat cells have given up this, they are not storing the additional sugar as fat also. The rate at which the fat cells are accumulating, it has gone drastically very low. Hence, your muscle cells do not take sugar, your liver cells do not take any more sugar, your extra fat is not being stored so fast anymore, and now your blood sugar is rising. That's what happens. And this added sugar in your blood, which is there in your blood continuously for 24 hours, now it goes and sits on top your hemoglobin molecule, and it keeps on clogging it up, keeps on clogging up, right? That leads to type 2 diabetes. It is something very important for every one of us to understand this, right? And you must have heard that most of the people are on a journey where either today or after 10 years they will become type 2 diabetic because of the food habits, because of the nature of work that we do. No one really, most of the people do not walk, they do not do any kind of an exercise, there is too much work patterns, and we are eating high carb meals for breakfast, lunch and dinner. So most of our people who are non-diabetic today, probably in 10 years they will be type 2 diabetic, and they also need to understand this is the pattern, right? My body survived for 20 years with high carb meal, multiple snacks. It survived. I was not type 2 diabetic. But after 20 years of literally abusing the body through extra food, our body does not need that much food, but um, we have been trained that way to eat 3 meals a day. You need 3 meals a day, and then snacking is there everywhere, right? So people snack, I snacked, and this has happened to me. So after 20 years, one day doctor just asked me to go and check the blood. I checked the blood and it was like a shock. Hey, why did I get type 2 diabetes? What do you mean by that? But I am a curious person. I want to understand why. This is when I actually did my research. So this is all I have done it for the last 2 years, and I wanted to let you all know about this as well, right? So I experimented with a lot of foods, how it impacts the blood, and this is where I have come up with, you can have as much meat as you want, you can have as many vegetables as you want, and you ensure you walk, right? And this is the perfect strategy for type 2 diabetic person. And if you are not a diabetic person and you do not want to get into diabetes, follow these rules, right? This is something very important. And next week I will definitely tell you about why I am saying you need to walk, how walking utilizes the sugar which is stored as glycogen in your muscles and liver, right? And when that depletes, how just walking takes away the added fat or extra fat in your body as well. I will cover that next week. Stay tuned. Thank you.